Hi everyone. Today in this session, we are going to discuss about double layer simplex retrogressive wave winding. As we know, so far we discussed about progressive windings only, progressive lap and then progressive wave windings. So, but in this sessions, we'll be discussing three new things. So, among three, the first one is what we are going to discuss about a retrogressive winding. So, how to develop a retrogressive wave winding, especially we are going to discuss in this session. And the second new things what we are going to learn is when the pole pitch is fraction, the other way of placing the poles we are going to discuss when the pole pitch is fraction. And the third one is sequence diagram. So far we didn't discuss about sequence diagram, and it is also equally important. So in this sessions we are going to learn about three things. One is retrogressive windings, and another one is how to place the poles when the pole pitch is fraction in case of wave winding, and the third one is sequence diagram. This sequence diagram is applicable both for lap and then wave winding, so we'll discuss that in detail within a few minutes. So we have an example. Draw the developed DC wave winding diagram for the following data. Number of slots equals 50, number of poles 4, and the type of the winding is double layer simplex retrogressive wave winding. So we need to do the pitch calculations first. So number of poles P, number of slots is represented by NL, that is 15, and coil side, that is M, equals 2 because it's a double layer. Therefore total number of conductors equals 15 into 2, we will be having 30 conductors. And coming to the pole pitch, YP is equals to Z by P. 30 divided by 4 is 7.5. Remember, it is a fraction. Do not round it off now. I will explain you later what we can do when we get a pole pitch a fraction. Further, x equals 1 because it is a simplex. So we know that coil pitch YC is equals to Z plus or minus 2x by P, and here plus is for progressive and minus is for retrogressive. Since the given problem is retrogressive wave winding, therefore Z minus 2x divided by P is the equation which is used to find out YC. So 30 minus 2 divided by 4, that is nothing but 7. So the commutator pitch YC is equals to 7. And we have one more equations, that YB plus YF equals 2YC. From this 2 into 7 we are going to get 14. And we also know that the back pitch and the front pitch should be an odd number, and the value of back pitch and the front pitch should be near to the commutator pitch. It means YB is equals to YF is equals to 7. Clear? So the back pitch and the front pitch is equals to 7 for retrogressive wave winding. So the second step is to write the winding table. This is at the back end connections, at the front end connections. So start from 1 plus 7 is equals to 8. 8 plus 7 is equals to 15. There is a small changes. 15 plus 7 is equals to 22. 22 plus 7 is equals 29. 29 plus 7 equals 36. 36 is nothing but 6 because, so start writing like this till you get 1 at the front end, just what you did in lap windings. Clear? And this is what the winding diagram. So you can see here 1 plus 7 equals 8 at the back end. The first conductor is connected to the 8th conductor, and at the front end the 8th conductor is connected to the 15th conductor. So let us develop this winding table by using a CAD tool. It is a double layer. Now I will be writing Gopher array. So among 30 conductors, since it's a double layer, 15 conductors are visible and another 15 conductors are invisible conductor. So this is what your 15 conductors. Draw your reference lines, and this is what the midpoint. So this is an invisible conductor. It is represented by using a dashed line. It has to be loaded. Here we are loading it, right. And then go for array. I will be having another 15 conductors, I mean invisible conductors, and the distance between the 15 invisible conductor is also 50. Right, now I will be having 30 conductors, right? So now let us name the conductors. Now I'll be having a 30 conductor. Now let us connect the conductors as per the winding table. So in this winding table, the first conductor is connected to the 8th conductor at the back end.
This is the 8th conductor. And
8th conductor is connected to 15th conductor. Instead of that, I will take this so that it will be easy to connect. I will take this one to the second conductor is connected to the 9th conductor at the front end.
this is the second conductor. It's 2 plus 7 is equals to 9. Minus 135.
Now these two should be a dashed line because it is a continuity of a dashed line. So now trim the unwanted portions. Now let us go for array by selecting all the front end and then the back end connections. So I will be having 30 conductors, so therefore the number of turns will be 15, and the distance between the turns will be twice the distance between the conductor. Again it is 50. Enter. Right, you can also connect, you can see 8th conductor is connected to the 15th conductor. It is as per our winding table. Now let me take this, let me select this and go for copy and paste here. I will be having one left out conductor at the front end. So 3 unconnected connections we have. So I will leave 2 and I will start from the 3rd conductor. I mean the 3rd connection. From this it is 15 and then the distance between is 50. Now name the commutator segments. Now I will be having 15 commutator segment, and coming to the poles. The pole pitch what we have got is 7.5. So let me round it off to 7. Okay. Now you can see that the pole pitch is 7. It means 7 conductors under each pole. Now I have 2 left out conductors now. So among these 2 left out conductor, one should come under the north pole and the other one should come under the south pole. So before deciding which conductor will come under north and south, so first we need to identify the position for the brushes. So these conductors will be helpful to place, to identify the location of the brushes. So let us go for marking the direction of the induced current by using polyline. South pole. Okay, now I also already said we'll be learning 3 new things. One is retrogressive winding. This is what retrogressive winding, and the second thing is what, when you get a pole pitch fraction, how to place the poles. This is how we are going to place the poles. I left out with 2 conductors. Among these 2 conductors, one will come under the north and one will come under the south. And the other thing is what sequence diagram. What actually it is? Sequence diagram, which is a diagram which is used to find out the location for a brushes. That is what the use of sequence diagram. So let us discuss what is that actually the sequence diagram. So here let me draw a line, vertical line, and go for array. How many conductors we have? We'll be having 30 conductors, right? 30 and okay. Now let us name this conductors. This is 1. If this is the first conductor, the next conductor will be the 8th conductor. It means we should name these conductors as per this winding table. So 1, 8, 15, 22, 29, 6, 13. We should name this conductor like this in sequence diagram. 1, 8, 15. After naming this, the first conductor is connected to 8th conductor at the back end, and the 8th conductor is connected to 15th conductor. So connect like this and select both. Go for array. It will be like turns 15, and the distance between the conductor I have given here is 30. Now I will be double that, 60. Now by using polyline, mark the direction of the current in each conductors. The first conductor is under the north pole, and let me write here for the explanation purpose. I will be having 1 to 7 conductors, right? In the first south pole, we'll be having 8 to 14 conductors, right? And in the next north pole, 15 to 21, and in the south I will be having 22 to 28 conductors, right? If you want, you can check here. The first conductor under north pole from 1 to 7 are under north pole, and from 8 to 14 under south pole, and again from 15 to 21 are under north pole, 22 to 28 are under south pole. Now I have a conductors here, so let me take this. You select this, go for copy. The 8th conductor is under the south pole, the 15th conductor it is under the north pole, 22 south, 29 I don't know, because I don't know which conductor is under north or which conductor under south, so I will leave it as it is. So the 6th conductor again it is under north pole, 13 south, 20. Likewise you mark the direction. 8th conductor is under south pole, 22nd conductor, 29th I don't know, I will leave it as it is. Find the adjacent conductor which is having same directions of current. For example, let us have the conductor 8 and then 15. So these two are adjacent, but both are having different directions, so I cannot place the brush here. Likewise 6 and 13 again I cannot. Here also just look at the front end, right? We don't have any locations here to place the brushes. So in this case I have another two conductors, 29 and then the conductor number 30. still I need to decide which conductor is come under north and which conductor is should come under the south pole. Now, for example, the 22 conductor is having a current which is flowing away from the commutator segment. It means if I consider 29th conductor is also under the south pole, then I can get a place to fix the brushes here, right? So that's why, and paste it. So if this come under south pole, then obviously the conductor number 30 should come under the north pole, right? Yes. One brushes we can place between 22nd and then 29, and the other brush can be placed between 30 and then 7, right? And this is negative and this is positive. This is what your sequence diagram. No need of this, just to mark the direction of current and to explain I wrote this, that's it. Now where I can place the brushes here. So one is 22 and then 29, where the 22nd conductor. So now before that, let me mark the direction. The 29th conductor is under the south pole. It means the direction should be away from the commutator segments, and the conductor 30 should come under the north pole. This is 30 and then 1, where the 30 and the first conductor is connected. This is the conductor number 30. Here I have. Let me start from the first conductor itself. So I should place one brushes where the 30 and then the first conductor is connected. This is the first and then this is the third conductor, right? So I should have one brush here and the other brushes in between 22nd and then 29. So here you can see 22nd is connected to 29, the commutator segment 15. Clear? Now you can hatch the brushes. So this is regarding your simplex retrogressive wave winding, and if you have any doubts in the sequence diagram, you can feel free to contact. Thank you.